Good throw. Ready? Four. 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 There you go. One more. There you go.
I mean, I don't do it. I don't anymore. Especially in the summer. I don't have a training game until 17th on the weekend.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Auburndale, Wisconsin, as we get ready for Merriwood South Conference softball here today. Jason Zaleski here, and welcome aboard, everybody. We've got a doubleheader here in Auburndale on Zaleski Sports. Baseball happening right behind us. It is Mike Steinwagner on the call. Auburndale and Stratford baseball, but here with me you get softball. And this is a kind of a big one here tonight. Let's get into it right away as we show you conference standings up to date. This is as of right now. The Assumption Royals lead the way in conference. They are 6-1. Auburndale Eagles behind a half game. They are 5-1. And the Stratford Tigers, also on this field tonight, are 4-2. And again, if you didn't already know, Auburndale Eagles, Stratford Tigers here. And this is version 2.0. It was an Auburndale win back on April 29th over at Athletic Park in Wausau, 8-2 final 10 days ago. And that is one of two Stratford losses. The Auburndale loss came to the Royals. They split that season series with Assumption. And as we take a look at the schedule here, a win here tonight, and really for either team, and they will stay in contention for a conference title here in 2025. A loss for Stratford, as you see, at 4-2 is going to hurt a lot more. They would fall to 4-3 with a loss here tonight. 5-2 would be the Auburndale mark should they fall to the Tigers tonight. And but maybe all's not lost, even if Stratford does lose. As we take a look at that Assumption schedule, they are at Stratford and then home to Stratford on the 13th and the 15th next week. So the Tigers would be 2 games behind, but 2 games against Assumption coming up. But they'd rather win this one here tonight, put themselves with a shot at the title next week. For Auburndale, as we see on the screen, they play Edgar twice next week, and then they finish up against the Athens Blue Jays. And I just mentioned Stratford. They host Assumption on the 13th. What's that? That must be Tuesday, right, gang? And then Thursday the 15th. So the 15th on Thursday over in Wisconsin Rapids at Robinson Park. And then they finish up at home in a week against Rib Lake. And that brings me to my next point. We've got a week left of this regular season. Playoffs are just around the corner. But for these 2 teams on the field here today, Auburndale and Stratford, both are chasing Assumption for that time being. And so let's take a look at some recent history here in the conference. We take a look at this going back to 2018 conference champion Assumption Royals. They went to state in 18. Assumption Conference champs in 19 and 21, and then in 22, Assumption wins it again, and they are state champions that year in 2022. Assumption wins the conference again in 2023, and they finish a state runner-up in 23, and then we break that whole string last year, just a year ago, call it 11 and a half months ago. The Auburndale Eagles win the Merriwood South, and they end up going to state last June, as it turned out, after a sectional final win against Oliva Strum over in Blair Taylor about 11 months ago. So who of these 3, these triumvirate of teams is not on that list going back to 18 and actually going back to even before then? Well, of course, it's the Stratford Tigers. So how do the Tigers get on that list? And it's got to start with a win here tonight. You can lose, and yes, you can still catch. You can share a conference at that, beating Assumption twice, but that is not a guarantee. I think you got to win the games in front of you. Any coach will say that. And so for the Stratford Tigers, I think this is a must-win. If you're being realistic about it, you'll split with Assumption, being realistic about it, and that with a loss tonight won't get the job done. Auburndale, it's not a must-win here tonight, but things then get out of their control. They would become I suppose, some sort of a Stratford Tigers fan. Plus, they've got to beat Edgar twice and Athens. So it all starts here in this one tonight between these 2 teams. We'll come back here to Auburndale in just a moment with tonight's starting lineups right after this on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Join the Gross family of satisfied customers at Gross Buick in Marshfield. Come see their large selection of cars, trucks and SUVs on the Marshfield lot. Or find it at grossauto.com, and we'll have it delivered to Marshfield for your convenience. You'll love their people and state-of-the-art service department, where service guests get a free courtesy car. Top it all off with the Gross lifetime engine warranty on most vehicles. Gross Buick of Marshfield.
Today's starting lineups brought to you by Country Wireless. Attention, Stratford area residents, Country Wireless now has blazing fast service for your connected house. Streaming, gaming, movies, TV, and more, now better than ever with Country Wireless. With download speeds of up to 100 megabits per second, now is the time to visit countrywireless.com and get blazing fast internet with Country Wireless. For the visiting Stratford Tigers, batting order looks like this. Leading off, Carly Pankratz. Batting second, Lainey Pankratz. Emma Roper will bat third. Tria Tubbs in the cleanup spot for the Tigers. Gracie Schmidt bats fifth. Dakota Knetter bats sixth. In the seventh spot, Alyssa Bargender. Michaela Stieber, designated player, bats eighth. Gracie Crummel bats ninth. We'll go through the Stratford Tigers' defensive alignment when they hit the field in the bottom of the first inning. For the Auburndale Eagles, infield looks like this. Pitching, Morgan Griesbach. Catching, Danica Blomberg. At third base, Maya Katzenberger. Shortstop is Maya Krings. Second base, Braylee Grimm. And playing first base is Taylor Anderson. In left field, Alexis Goddard. In center field, Chesney Nagel. And in right field for the Eagles tonight is Jalen Scher.
For the Tigers, center fielder.
Eagles are coached by Mike Schmidt. Tigers are coached by Mandy Pankratz. I did shake hands with both coaches before today's game. Wished them both the best of luck here in this one. And it is the center fielder, Mandy Pankratz, leading off our ball game here tonight. Again, Jason Zaleski here. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for joining. Now is always a great time to tell all your friends, neighbors, and strangers live sports are on Zaleski Sports. You found us, so let them know how they can find us and enjoy high school softball here in a big conference matchup as Carly Pankratz leads off with a base hit, and the Tigers get the leadoff runner aboard. So Tigers off to a good start. Again, I think this is a must-win if you're looking for a conference championship for Stratford. But Auburndale it's really close to a must-win for them, too. Everybody's still chasing down the Assumption Royals as Pankratz showed bunt and lets it go for a ball. Again, baseball happening behind us. You can watch that live on Zaleski Sports with Mike Steinwagner on the call. Olivia Zimmerman on production over there, too. Get a guest appearance from Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln senior, Olivia Zimmerman. Ball and a strike now to the first baseman, Pankratz. A whole bevy of games available right now at ZaleskiSports.com. Go find another one that you'd like to watch. Watch both at the same time. A little bit later on, we'll go through the whole schedule with you. Some of those games have already started. Some's got a first pitch of 5, so give me a few minutes. We'll list them off for you. The 2-1 from Griesbach is foul off of the left shoulder of Lainey Pankratz in the box. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, guaranteeing quality you can trust at Infinity Exteriors. Chat box is open, by the way. If you notice any mistakes I'm making, just hit me up in the chat box. We'll get them fixed. And a slapper to third, caught there. The throw to first is in time. Maya Katzenberger handles the laser from Lainey Pankratz and then fires across the diamond over to Anderson to double off Carly, and there are 2 down. So base runner erased. And one swing of the bat from Lainey Pankratz. There are 2 outs for the catcher, Emma Roper. She will swing on the first pitch. And Mandy Pankratz gave chase to that ball, but lost it up the third base dugout fence. Kind of gave up on it. It was a spinner. She's got more important things to do than to shag a foul ball. But here's Roper, watches that one bounce in from Griesbach. Roper's got power. Tubbs on deck does as well. They can lose one over the outfield fence in a hurry, these two. Two outs, ball and a strike to Roper. Here it is from Griesbach. Chopper over to shortstop. Krings. Anderson applies the tag. And the inning is over. It was a three-batter inning. Double play from Maya Katzenberger, the highlight of the top of the first inning. And nice play down at first by Anderson to swipe the tag on Roper. As we'll head to the bottom of the first, it'll be the home Auburndale Eagles coming to bat right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Hello, it's Mayor Lois T-Strake asking you to join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Dairy, great time. The fun starts with me on Friday, May 30th at the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment, and later join free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, May 31st, the parade starts at 11 o'clock, and Wenzel Family Plaza will host fun activities. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at the Upham Mansion, and Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting an outdoor beer garden with live music. For more information, go to marshfieldchamber.com.
Stratford Tigers defensively line up like this. Tria Tubbs in the circle. Catching is Emma Roper. And around the horn, Mandy Craning at third base. Shortstop is Gracie Schmidt. Second base, Dakota Knetter. At first base, Lainey Pankratz. In the outfield, Gracie Crummel patrols left field. In center, the Sheriff, Carly Pankratz. And in right field is Alyssa Bargender. Maya Krings leads it off for the Eagles. We'll go through their batting order here during the at-bat of Maya Krings. Pitch high from Tubbs. It goes Maya Krings, Morgan Griesbach, Braylee Grimm, Danica Blomberg, Taylor Anderson, Maya Katzenberger, Dalen Blomberg, Chesney Nagel, and Jalen Scher. 1 through 9 for Coach Schmidt's Auburndale Eagles. Structures Unlimited, your fabric building specialist, supports the coaches and athletes in today's game. Find out what a fabric building can do for you. Visit structuresunlimited.com or see them in the Stratford Industrial Park. Tubbs inside corner for a strike. Ball and 2 strikes now to the leadoff hitter, shortstop Maya Krings. Krings with the knee brace on. Injury from volleyball season, is that when that... It was during basketball? Okay. This one lifted in shallow left field, or call it deep behind third base. In either case, Gracie Schmidt hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Next batter, pitcher, number 11, Morgan Griesbach.
Yeah, so if that happened during basketball season, that is a quick turnaround for Miss Krings. So Morgan Griesbach now will step in, batting second for the Eagles. If I remember right, during that Eagles girls basketball season, there were a couple of girls dinged up during the season. It wasn't just one. They were maybe 2 or 3. Bounced in by Tubbs. And that's the case in athletics. You hope to stay healthy the whole way through. Coaches always say they got a better chance if they can avoid the injury bug. And the teams that do are, you take a look at teams, say, that go to state. You can look up and down the roster, look up and down the roster, and generally injury-free. That's a big part of it. 3 balls, no strikes now to the pitcher, Griesbach. And the Eagles will get a base runner on the 4-pitch walk by Tria Tubbs. Saw Dad Jason Tubbs before the game. He's got daughter Tria playing here. He's got son Jack playing behind us. He's actually standing to our right behind the Stratford dugout watching both games. He's just on a constant 360-degree spin. Here's Tubbs and spike that in the dirt. Turning for third is Griesbach. Now she's caught in a rundown. Griesbach will play this one out. Tubbs makes the throw. I hope anybody at home is able to keep track, but it'll end up being an error, and everybody is safe as that ball was mishandled by Schmidt. And that's actually going to go down as an E6, so I don't have to keep track of all the positions that handle the ball for the out because there was not an out.
Number 3, Danica
Grimm to
Blomberg.
first on the fielder's choice, then to second on the same error. So runners on second and third now, and the Eagles in business here in the bottom of the first inning. The cleanup batter, Danica Blomberg, with 2 ducks on the pond here, bottom of the first, and strike called. Nice pitch there by Tubbs, tempting the river, and gets a called strike on the inside corner of the plate. And folks at home are saying, Zaleski, what the heck is the river? I'll tell you about that. Maybe I will. Here's what we'll do. I mentioned this in a game a couple weeks ago. If you'd like to hear my River 101 speech, it's a very common thing in softball. But if you'd like to hear about it, hit me up in the chat box. Tell me what the river is. It's very important in softball, the river. 1-1. Outside, and Blomberg fought it off foul towards the baseball diamond. First base dugout here on the softball diamond, if you're not familiar, just about parallel to the third base dugout on the baseball diamond. Just about. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the catcher Blomberg, and Tubbs, the riser, stays high. 2-2 the count. Did a Marshfield Stevens Point softball game a couple weeks back, and that audience already knew what the river was. They didn't need my help. Here's the 2-2. This one into left field. That's going to get down. Griesbach will score. Blomberg will stick on third, and RBI base hit for Blomberg.
Now batting for Eagles, first baseman, number 10, Taylor Anderson.
So the cleanup batter does the job in the cleanup spot. Gets that one into the outfield, and the Eagles lead 1-0 here in the first. So Taylor Anderson now. Anderson gets a strike, and there would be no throw on the stolen base from Blomberg. Blomberg had a nice jump. In some scorebooks, you give that defensive indifference, but Blomberg had a jump, so I give it a stolen base. This one into right field. Ranging back is Bargender. Tagging from third is Grimm. The throw will come in, and no play at the plate. An RBI sac fly for Taylor Anderson. 2-0 Eagles.
Now batting for Eagles, number 13, third baseman Maya Katzenberger.
So 4-5 in the order get the job done here in the first for the Eagles, and we'll get a runner for the catcher Blomberg. An RBI base hit from Blomberg and RBI sac fly for Anderson. 2-0 Eagles. And now the third baseman Maya Katzenberger, one of 2 Mayas, our players of the game from last night in an Auburndale win over Marathon. And those highlights are out on Facebook and Instagram, and you hear the girls say, we are Maya, and we're in the house. Spelled just slightly differently. M-Y-A, M-Y-A-H. Moms obviously met in the hospital beforehand and said, listen, we're both going with Maya, but I'll change my spelling to make it differently. But we're both stuck on Maya. We're not changing. You can see the moms having that conversation on their way into the hospital, right? Giving birth. 1-1. Or maybe even beforehand. Maybe at the baby shower. Look, I'm stuck on Maya. You're stuck on Maya. I'll spell mine this way, and then we're okay. Are they both in the same grade? Okay. So never mind that. 2-1. And into center field with it goes Katzenberger. In the run comes 3-0 Auburndale.
Now batting for Eagles, number 9, Dalen Blomberg.
So Dalen Blomberg will come in after the RBI from Katzenberger. RBI Blomberg, Anderson, Katzenberger. 3 in a row. 3-0 Auburndale. And Eagles off to a great start here in the first inning. Again, back on the 29th, it was an 8-2 win for the Eagles. They are off and running here, 3-0 lead in the first. Ball and a strike from Tubbs to Dalen Blomberg. And this one, left side, that'll get through, and a base hit for Dalen. So these Eagles hitters able to attack Tria Tubbs with great efficiency here in the first inning. Everybody has hit the ball. It was a 4-pitch walk to Griesbach. Everyone else has put the ball in play. Three hits in the inning. Center fielder Chesney Nagel now. Nice by Mom Jessie off to my left. Watching Ches taking at bat here in the first inning. I don't see Dad down there, though. He's probably out there somewhere. It's 2-0, soft roller. Schmidt on the run and out. Got her. Schmidt by a nanosecond over to the first baseman, Laney Pancratz. The 6-3 putout does bring the first inning to an end, but the Eagles bat 8. They score 3, and they lead 3-0 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com. Founded in 2011, Marshfield Fast Pitch is a competitive fast pitch softball club. Players range in age from 7 to 18 years old. They consist of girls from central Wisconsin and headquartered in Marshfield. Throughout the year, teams compete in tournaments locally, around the state, and nationally. During the winter, practices, lessons, and clinics are held at our indoor facility. 2025 tryout registration is happening now. Go to MarshfieldFastPitch.com to get started.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Top of the second inning, number 1, number 23, pitcher, Tria Tubbs.
So the Tigers will send Tubbs, Schmidt, and Knetter 4, 5, 6 in the lineup here to start our second inning. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate, the team you need by your side. Brock & Decker has all the tools you need to feel confident in selling or buying. Call Sammy or Sue today and visit on North Central Avenue in Marshfield and brockanddecker.com. Put our graphic back on the screen. I know some of you weren't here for our pregame chat, so we'll stick that up there real quick here in between pitches. Again, this is where we stood before today's game. Assumption in first at 6-1. Auburndale just a half game behind, 5-1. And Stratford 4-2 with just 3 games to play for these two teams on the field. 3 conference games left. For Assumption, just 2, and those both against Stratford, as Tubbs will start the second inning with a base hit. So it's an important game for both teams. I would argue much more important for Stratford, but both teams want to win. I think Stratford needs to win, although with the 2 games against Assumption, they can technically work out of a loss here tonight, but the hill becomes steeper on a Stratford loss if you're a Tigers fan. Shortstop here, Gracie Schmidt. And roller over to third, bobbled there by Katzenberger, and everybody is safe. So an error on the third baseman has 2 runners aboard for the Tigers.
Batter, second baseman, number 11, Dakota Knetter.
So here's Dakota Knetter now. Get our bases lit up. Second baseman Knetter. And a strike right down the middle from Morgan Griesbach. But if you're interested in my entire pregame talk about the rest of the season, after the game, just rewind it back to the start. I'll call it informative. You can call it what you want, but I'll call it informative. No score over on the baseball diamond, 0-0, top of the second inning. Stratford visiting Auburndale in baseball action. And that one misses. A ball and a strike now to Knetter. And we've got Tubbs off of second, and she will be safe. The defense lost track of Tria Tubbs out on the base paths. So runners now on second and third. So a couple in scoring position for Kinetic. Griesbach fires in low, and the count is 2-2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 games on the network for you tonight, including a nightcap at 8:30. We'll start with that one here in just a second, why that's such a special event. 2-2. And into right field, and that's going to get down, and it's going to be overrun by Scher. Tubbs comes in to score. Here comes Schmidt to score, and the Tigers answer back here in the top of the second. It's a tough play for Scher out there. She thought about racing in on it and then tried to stop on it, and by the time all those decisions were thought through, the ball rolls past her further into the outfield. I'm a certain kind of scorer. I'm going to give a couple RBIs on that. It was not a custom and not a usual and custom play out there. That had an in-between hop written all over it. I know a lot of you probably give an error on that play. That's fine. So here's the right fielder, Alyssa Bargender. Bargender drives it into the gap in right center. That's going to roll to the fence. Around comes Knetter. The RBI from Bargender, and we are tied at 3. Double for Alyssa Bargender, and just like that, we are all tied up here in Auburndale. Three all, and the designated player, Michaela Stieber. It is Brown Deer and Dominican. 8:30 first pitch. Matt Peck and Elijah Vangsalata on the call from Hellfair Field in Milwaukee. If you've ever been to a Milwaukee Brewers game, it's that other baseball stadium you see there in the parking lot. And they are live from Hellfair Field at 8:30 p.m. A really special night playing in the Milwaukee Brewers, I guess we'll call it the auxiliary ball diamond out there. But other softball games, Wausau West and Pacelli. Abbotsford and Columbus Catholic. Abby Colby and Columbus Catholic. And then that Brown Deer Dominican game. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Stieber. Baseball on the network tonight. Bonduel Amherst. That game actually over. We had first pitch out there at 3:15. They have got a triangular of sorts going on in Amherst today. Swing and a miss, and down goes Stieber. That is a Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never happened. Now the left fielder, Gracie Kummel. La Crosse Central and Stevens Point. That was a 4:30 first pitch in a doubleheader. A likely conference championship game, Pacelli and Pittsville. Again, these are baseball games. I've mentioned the Stratford-Auburndale game going on a few times. Columbus Catholic at Neilsville tonight. Those are all of our baseball and softball games. And then girls soccer coming up at the top of the hour, 6 p.m. over at DC Everest, Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's, and DC Everest non-conference varsity soccer with Chris Conley on the call. There you go. Got lots of action for you here on a Friday night. Ball and a strike now to Crummel, and she sends that one off of something metallic over there, maybe the equipment shed. The runner on second is Bargender. She had the double and RBI that tied us up at 3 just a couple of moments ago. And this one over to second. On it there is Grimm, and to Anderson for the out. Bargender does move to third on that action.
Now batting center fielder, #10, Carly Pankratz.
So back to the top of the order now, Carly Pankratz. Pankratz base hit to lead off this game. But she was doubled off as Lainey Pankratz lined out to Katzenberger in the next at-bat. swing and a miss on the changeup from Griesbach, and a beauty it was. So 2 outs. Runner on third is Bargender. In it comes, and high for a ball. Ball and a strike. Eagles looking to get back in the dugout after Stratford has answered in full. That one just foul. Pulled down the line by Pankratz, just outside the bag at third. Ball and 2 strikes remains the count to Pankratz. And another foul ball lifted out of play. Coach Pankratz tells young Carly, be determined here on the 1-2. Coach's advice coming in. Griesbach, no doubt also determined on the 1-2. Fires it outside, not chasing his Pankratz. Marshfield Dairy Fest, May 30th and 31st. Check out visitmarshfield.com for all the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend at Dairy Fest. Yeah, just a couple weeks away. All starts with the Mayor's Breakfast on that Friday, the 30th. 5 a.m., I think you can go get your eggs and sausage. Another one rolled foul, and Coach Pankratz, the nice scoop over there. The gloveless Mandy Pankratz. The sport of baseball was invented. That's how it was played. No gloves. None at all. Well, the balls were quite a bit softer. They were filled with feathers and yarn and things like that, so quite a bit softer than these for sure. 2-2 is bounced over to second. Grimm to Anderson. And the Eagles will get back in the dugout. Back-to-back 4-3 putouts for the Eagles on the diamond, but damage done for the Tigers. They score 3 in the inning. And we are tied at 3 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new express lane. Open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes. No appointment necessary. See you soon.
Number 2, Jalen Scher.
So the bottom of the order for the Eagles to start this bottom of the second. 9-hitter Jalen Scher, then back to the top. Mike Krings and Morgan Griesbach all due up for Auburndale. The bottom of the second, Eagles scored 3 in the first. Stratford scored 3 in the second. We are tied at 3. Tria Tubbs leans in. And the bottom of the second underway on the bouncer from Tubbs. At Stratford Plumbing and Heating, your comfort and convenience is the top priority. They service all brands, do complete furnace and AC install with professional service to Stratford, Marshfield, Auburndale, and all the area. Call Stratford Plumbing and Heating today, your home comfort experts. Tubbs on the 2-0, and Scher lets that one fly high. 3-0 now to the Eagles' right fielder, Jalen Scher. Taking all the way and takes strike 1 to Scher. And old Jace here is going to take his sunglasses back out of the case. It's going to get bright in here, isn't it, Dave? Yeah. Here's the 3-1. And a walk issued to Scher. Second walk today.
Shortstop, number 1.
Twirled in by
Maya
Tubbs.
Krings.
So back to the top here, Maya Krings. Oh, we got criminal activity in the parking lot here in Auburndale. Oh no! So Krings flew out to a little pop-up over to shortstop back in the first inning. If the illegally parked car is Mike Steinwagner, he's got to pay his own bill. I won't help with that. This one is hit high, left field, foul territory, running over, and just overrunning it was Gracie Crummel. Had a real shot at it, but overran it and kind of leapt backwards and off the top of her glove and falling to the grass. We'll give Maya Krings another pitch from Tria Tubbs. See what Krings does with the extra life. Grounds this one left side under the glove of Schmidt, and that'll be an error on the shortstop. And 2 aboard for the Eagles here in the second inning.
Now batting for Eagles, number 11, the pitcher, Morgan Griesbach.
I know that brother Chandler will tell Gracie, you got to get down on that ball. Got to move your feet faster and get down on it. Here's pitcher Morgan Griesbach. So I'm not saying that. I just know brother Chandler would say that. Current varsity baseball coach in Medford, Chandler Schmidt. His first year at the helm of the Medford Red Raiders. And got a pretty competitive squad this year, to my understanding. I've seen him play in person once, seen some highlights, games we've had on here. This one into center field for Griesbach, and coming in quickly is Carly Pankratz, catches that just prior to the lip of the grass into the infield for the first out of the inning.
Number 7, second baseman, Braley Grimm.
So Braley Grimm, one of the 3 Eagles that scored in the first inning, up here in the second. The Eagles already making their second lap through the order, and that one is into the gap in right center field. What will Coach Schmidt do with Cher? Send her around, an RBI base hit for Grimm.
Next batter, catcher, number 3, Danica Blomberg.
So Cher scores from second. Grimm goes first to third on the action. Or, I'm sorry, that was Grimm on the base hit. Krings goes first to third on the action. Get my own scorebook updated here, and the scoreboard. The Eagles take the lead back here in the second, and the Tigers let Grimm down to second base. So just when I almost had everything put together here. It's Danica Blomberg, the catcher, single and an RBI in the first inning. And 2 in scoring position for Blomberg here in this second. That one comes in high. 2 balls and no strikes to Blomberg. And 3-0 now the count to Blomberg. 2 walks given up by Tubbs through an inning and a third. And it's got a 3-0 count now to the Eagles catcher Blomberg. And strike at the letters. Taking the whole way was Danica. A run across here in the second for the Eagles. They take the lead 4-3. And the 3-1 and the second walk of the inning, third of the game for Tubbs. Blomberg hustles down to first, and bases loaded now for the first baseman, Taylor Anderson. Anderson RBI sac fly here in the first, but a chance to put up a crooked number for the Eagles here in the second on the at-bat from Anderson. Foul and a kick save and a beauty by Mike Schmidt, or Schulte, my apologies. I think I've said that wrong now a couple times today. And I've known Mike for a while. He's going to get mad at me. I don't know why. Yeah. So Mike Schulte, a kick save. The only excuse I'll make is when you say millions and millions of words every year, you get one wrong sometimes. Sorry, Mike. Ball and a strike now to Anderson. Anderson into center field and on the line to Pankratz. And did they double off the runner at second? No. That allows Krings to score, and another RBI sac fly for Taylor Anderson. Boy, they nearly doubled off Grimm at second, though. Grimm just got back on a bang-bang play. And as a matter of fact, Coach Pankratz going to come out and ask for a base umpire just to think about it a little bit. That was a bang-bang play. Pankratz didn't have far to throw it. Base is being covered by Schmidt out there. The run is on the board, though. It's 5-3 currently. 2 outs. Oh, do I? Now I do, yes. Yeah. Okay, so the call stands as called. So 2 down now. But it is 5-3 Auburndale on, again, the second RBI sac fly for Taylor Anderson. That brings up the third baseman, Maya Katzenberger. But I want to go back to that just real quick here. Braley Grimm was one, I don't even know the physics term for it, but an ounce of gravitational pull away from out or safe on that one. Here's a roller over to Knetter, and she fires to Pankratz in time for the 4-3 putout. So 2 left on, and 2 across in the inning for the Eagles. We have played 2 complete in this pivotal Merriwood South Conference softball game. Auburndale leads 5-3 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
All right, top of the third inning for the Tigers is presented by Phoenix Express, LLC. Phoenix Express can help your landscape and aggregate needs. They are proud to be a part of the Stratford community and wish the Stratford Tigers good luck in today's game. Give Phoenix Express a call and find out more at phoenixexpressllc.com as Laney Pankratz rolls it over to Krings in the stretch by Anderson for the out.
Next batter for the Eagles, catcher number 5, Emma Roper.
So that'll bring up the catcher, Emma Roper, with 1 away. So Roper ground out to short back in the first. So Eagles scored 2 in the second, 3 in the first. All Tigers runs came back in the second inning. But the Tigers did answer the Eagles' forward thrust in that second inning. Let's see what they have to say here in the third. Is that one outside from Griesbach? One strikeout today for Morgan Griesbach. No strikeouts for Tria Tubbs. So not a pitcher's duel here. Another chance for Krings and another throw to Taylor Anderson. And back-to-back 6-3 putouts, and there are 2 up and 2 down.
Now batting number 23.
Speaking of the pitcher, it's Tria Tubbs now.
Tubbs.
Again, Tubbs today, no strikeouts. 3 walks issued from the circle. Tubbs base hit and a run scored back in the second. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Tubbs with a 2-out base hit.
Number 12, Gracie Schmidt.
Now the shortstop, Gracie Schmidt, probably done taking advice through me from Brother Chandler, so I'll tell you, reached and scored in the second inning, so that's a lot of what Big Brother would approve of, no doubt about it. But Schmidt here, another chance in the third against Griesbach. Sun becoming a factor for us here in the press box. Really nobody else. Maybe that first base dugout occupied by the Tigers, but you're in the dugout. Your only job is to scream and yell anyway. You don't have to see anything. That one is played in foul territory. Thankfully for Maya Katzenberger, I hope she was aware to let that roll foul first. It was going to, but she was charging on it. But those you want to let roll foul. It's a play you're not going to be able to make picking it up in fair territory. If you know it's going to roll foul, you do, because you're not going to be able to record an out on it. So the 1-1 to Schmidt, and that one lined off a couple of things down there. Think off that equipment shed again. Holy man, that had two bangs. Whatever it hit something twice. So Griesbach, ball in glove, ball in 2 strikes now to Schmidt. Strike 3 called, gets Schmidt looking for her second strikeout today. 2 Jamie Wenzel Surf Pro strikeouts for Morgan Griesbach. Called Jamie Wenzel at Surf Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. 1 left on for the Tigers. No runs across. We have played 2.5. Your score remains Auburndale 5 and Stratford 3 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
For the Eagles, bottom of the third inning, 7-8-9, Dalen Blomberg, Chesney Nagel, and Jalen Scher. As Tubbs gets ready to throw her first pitch here of the third inning, and high for a ball. Bottom of the third, presented by ShedsDelivered.com, your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, hunting blinds, all skilled Amish artisans making those darn things. See the display lots in Marshfield, Medford, and Wisconsin Rapids, and ShedsDelivered.com. High for ball 2. Quickly 2-0 now to the designated player, Blomberg. And she bats for the left fielder, Alexis Goddard. And old Jace, I think, is going to stand starting in the fourth inning to keep the sun out of my eyes. 2-0 is fouled off. Right towards the third base bleachers on the baseball diamond. Unless you're a mom and you got eyes in the back of your head, you're not going to be able to see that ball coming. Two-1 from Tubbs. Launched into center field. Pankratz a beat on it, and F8 to retire Blomberg.
Now batting, center fielder, number 5, Chesney Nagel.
So speaking of center fielders, the Eagles will send theirs to the plate in Chesney Nagel. Nagel, 6'3", grounder over to short back in the first inning. Her second look at Tubbs here today. And this one will get up and out of play. Crystal clear day in the skies pretty much all day today. I do see some wispy clouds moving in from the west, but it was a blue sky day here in central Wisconsin. That one is picked up in fair territory, and that's why, gang. That is why. It is just going to be such a tough play to make. It'll be an infield base hit for Chesney Nagel, as that was gloved in fair territory by Mandy Kranig.
Jalen Share.
Ball had some spin on it. I can't guarantee it was going to go foul. We'll never know. But Coach probably wants to see Koenig let that ball spin and roll a little bit further. That was right on the line. I mean, you're not going to be able to make the play anyway, and that one is tapped in fair territory. The sack bunt by Jalen Scher pushes Nagel over to second.
Now batting, shortstop, number 1, Maya Krings.
So Maya Krings now with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. But yeah, you're not going to be able to make that play anyway. So the theory is there's no use picking that ball up when it's right on the foul line because it might roll foul. You're not going to be able to get the out thrown out anyway. Pancratz, can of corn, retires Krings, and all matters not for Koenig and the Tigers because they leave Nagel stranded on second. 3 innings in the books in this Merriwood South confrontation. It's Auburndale 5, Stratford 3 on Zaleski Sports. Presented by ShedsDelivered.com. A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
The 4th inning, second baseman, number 11, Dakota Knetter.
So we move now to the 4th inning. Dakota Knetter leads it off. Knetter had a 2 RBI base hit back in the 2nd inning and leads off this 4th for the Tigers. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages, now accepting new patients at the Marshfield office. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. First pitch from Griesbach misses. As the smell of popcorn wafts into the press box. And that one will be wafted into center field. A base hit for Knetter here in the 4th inning. She's 2 for 2.
Now batting right fielder, number 9, Alyssa
And that brings
Bargander.
up Alyssa Bargander. RBI double in the 2nd inning. And those were the 2. Knetter with the 2 RBI and Bargander with 1. Those were the 3 runs back in the 2nd for the Tigers that plated Tubbs, Schmidt, and Knetter. Bunt shown, pulled back, strike called. Baseball score, Auburndale 1, Stratford nothing, bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Eagles have the bases loaded over there with 2 outs. Game live on Zaleski Sports. So that'll be the last update I give you. You can watch that one on your own. You don't need me. Swing and a miss by Bargander. No balls, 2 strikes from Griesbach. She's struck out 2 Tigers batters here in this game. And fires that one wide, and refusing to chase is the right fielder, Bargander. Ball and 2 strikes. Griesbach winds and delivers. And right back towards Griesbach. Now over to second base. The flip to Krings for 1. The return to Anderson. And a wonderful stretch there by Taylor, but beating it out is Bargander. So 1 out, and first base remains occupied with Knetter
Number 1, Michaela
retired on the 4-6. But what a fling by Krings. Just not able to get that throw over there in time. A slow roller. That's a tough chance on a double play. Here's the designated player, Michaela Stieber. Stieber shows bunt and pulls it back. Ball missed away for Griesbach for ball one. Again, bunt. Stieber bunts through it that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. I should mention today's broadcast powered by Dave Anderson. Internet signal is tough to come by if you've never been to Auburndale. It's not what you would call a Wi-Fi hotspot. Tough to get a signal depending on where you stand in Auburndale sometimes. So mine wasn't working, but Dave's is a masterpiece. So you see Dave around, buy him a cheeseburger, tell him thanks. At least give him a pat on the back. I'd say you owe it. I mean, you're sitting there in your home recliner. You owe him something. Here's the 1-2. Missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And next time you see him at a game, buy him a popcorn. Or tell him, attaboy, sport. 2-2. Foul back by Stieber. So good at bat underway here by the designated player, Michaela Stieber, has spoiled the last couple offerings from Griesbach. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 3, and that is a Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel as Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. I've got one of these to show you. How about that? Oh, that didn't show that well, though, did it? There we go. There you go, Jamie. Give you a little extra pizzazz. So 2 outs, and Gracie Crummel, 9-hitter for the Tigers. Swung on and missed. Outside river, and Griesbach's hitting it with some regularity now, and the Tigers not able to find it out there. But that's why that river is so important. Again, I offered back in the first inning, if you're wondering what the heck's the river, hit me up in the chat box. Just ask me that question, and I will be happy to give you all the explanation of the river in softball. It is the most important thing in the game of fast pitch softball, the river. And perhaps all of you know what that is, and so I won't explain it. 2 outs, 1 ball, and 2 strikes. Outside. Two coming back and low, and the count is run full from Griesbach to Crummel. Two outs, runner on first. Full count from Griesbach. This one chopped, and that'll get into left field. Great job of hitting there from the 9-hitter, Gracie Crummel. Turn over the lineup to the top of the order. That is the job of the 9-hitter, and job accomplished.
Now batting number 10, Carly Pankratz.
So leadoff hitter, Carly Pankratz. Base hit and a ground out in today's game. Looking to keep this 4th inning alive for her Tigers is the center fielder, Pankratz. A leadoff hitter, you put a contact hitter with some speed in that leadoff spot, and there's the contact. And that one was actually fielded in foul territory, but another close one. Katzenberger took it. And it's tough. It's such a tasty morsel coming at you, and Katzenberger playing just a step off the line. It's tough to tell yourself not to step over and grab it. Next pitch to Pankratz, and this one into right field. Looking at it is Scher, and brings it in for the 3rd out of the inning. Nice job there, Jalen Scher, on a high fly ball to stick with it and pull it in for the final out of the inning. So Tigers leave 2, score none. The bottom of the fourth coming up. Auburndale 5 and Stratford 3 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your education out of the classroom and give new spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes. Earn your degree around your life.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
As we move to the bottom of the fourth inning, the pitcher Morgan Griesbach steps in and hits this one high in the sky. Pankratz will call off the left fielder in left field for the first out of the inning. Hey, listen, sometimes you know you got it. You were screaming in this case. Pankratz just screaming at Crummell, I got it, I got it, I got it. Crummell gives way. The center fielder has priority in the outfield. If they call you off, you move out of the way. That's what Pankratz did. Here's second baseman Braley Grimm. Bottom of the fourth inning, presented by Little Sprouts Learning Garden. If you don't have your summer plans made yet for your half pints and little tykes, give Little Sprouts Learning Garden a call and get a place for the young ones to go this summer. Right here in Auburndale at Little Sprouts Learning Garden. Find them on Facebook. That's what I did. Brooke and the rest of the team there will get your get your half pints and little tykes sorted out for the summer. 1-1. Foul back. And cheers from the baseball diamond behind us. I was told Stratford was batting, so must be Stratford cheers going on. Here's the 1-2. And swung on and missed. The first strikeout today for Tria Tubbs as Grimm goes down swinging. Jamie Wenzel, Serve Pro strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. And that'll bring up the catcher, Danica Blomberg. We can put that up there one more time. Kind of a fun little deal. Blomberg today, base hit and a walk, run scored, one driven in. It's been already a game for the cleanup hitter Blomberg. Bunt, and that'll be laid down. Roper, well, hold on. They're going to wave it off and out, as they say, and I thought so too. Blomberg connected with that ball. That ball ran into her. She ran into it as it bounced in front of the plate. I thought that's what I saw. Our home plate umpire says yes, that ball hit Danica Blomberg in fair territory, and she is called out as that ball hit her as she left the batter's box. And that does it here in the fourth inning. Our score remains Auburndale 5, Stratford 3 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com. At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Doctor basically said, you're going to be in a wheelchair and walking with a walker. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's my life. That's my life story. I looked around on the internet and I found Shai at Next Step Prosthetics. And I came in and met with him and I felt so comfortable here, so unfearful. He said, we're going to get you up and walking.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, top of the fifth inning is here. Again, Jason Zaleski here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you watching. We'd rather you be here. It's such a great day to be outside. Maybe that's what you are, though. You're at another game watching this one. I'm okay with that. Top of the fifth, Lanny Pankratz, Emma Roper, Tria Tubbs due up for the Tigers. A left-hander here is the first baseman, Laney. Line out, ground out today for Laney. And this one over to Krings at short. She comes in, over to Anderson. And that has been a somewhat common theme here in today's game, the 6-3 putout. One, two, three, the fourth time here today. 6-3 is in my scorebook. So now the catcher, Emma Roper. And she has two of those ground outs to Krings. This one, Krings will range back and retire Roper for the third time today. Oh, man. That is tough luck, but good defense. Could tip your cap to Maya Krings. You retired me 3 times. All you can say after the game is, hey, nice job. All right, 2 down. Pitcher Tria Tubbs. Tubbs, first pitch hacking and fouling out of play. I got something I'm supposed to read to you here this inning, all right, don't I? Yeah, here we go. Door Pro is Stratford, your complete commercial and residential overhead door sale service provider. If you need new garage doors or yours isn't working just quite right, stop and see them on Highway 153 just east of Stratford. Give them a call or like them on Facebook. Door Pro of Stratford. Good people, too. Good people just to sit around and talk to, kind of hang out with. Here's the 1-1. And into right field, backing up and making a running catch is Jalen Scher, and a 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Eagles as we quickly now move to the bottom of the fifth. Your score remains Auburndale 5, Stratford 3 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Have you outgrown your old furniture? Well, I can relate. Then get into Mall Furniture today. We are never short on inventory, and we are never short on bringing you great deals. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, mattresses, recliners, lift chairs, and big clearance recliners. Head to Mall, because we got them all.
Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
Looks like you found what you're looking for.
We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools.
A selection so big you'll need a map to find your way out.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
Eagles lead by 2 as we start the bottom of the fifth inning. Taylor Anderson, Maya Katzenberger, Dalen Blomberg, 5, 6, 7 in this Eagles lineup. Anderson today 2 flyouts, but both RBI sac fly flyouts, so productive at-bats for Taylor. And 2 RBI. Auburndale leads by 2. You can do the math. Inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Tubbs ready, and the 2-0. Low and away, ball 3, and Anderson will force Tubbs to throw a strike on the next pitch. And strike just inside the zone to Anderson. Three balls and a strike from Tubbs. Here it is. Inside and walked her. A 5-pitch walk to start the inning for the Eagles. Nice at bat from Taylor Anderson.
Third baseman number 13, Maya Katzenberger.
Maya Katzenberger. RBI base knock back in the first inning. Ground out in the second. Third time here against Tubbs in the fifth inning. Low and ball 2. 7 pitches in the inning for Tubbs, 6 of them missing the zone. See how the Eagles batters adjust. See how Tubbs gets back on track. And that one missed high. Tubbs takes an extra moment or two. And the 3-0. Taking all the way and right down Main Street comes Tubbs. And Tubbs will have to come again to Katzenberger here on the 3-1. This is where she lost Anderson just a moment ago. And this one sent into right field. And there for the catch is Bargender for the first out of the inning, retiring Maya Katzenberger.
Next up for the Eagles, number 9, Dalen
So
Blomberg.
here's the designated player, Dalen Blomberg. Base hit in the first, fly out in the third. Again, third lap through. This is the 7-hitter in the batting order for the Eagles, but third lap through for Auburndale here in this game. This one, good contact, left center, going back and gone! Home run for Dalen Blomberg. Blomberg goes the distance over the fence. And the 7-3 lead, is that enough distance for Auburndale to pick up this conference win here tonight? We shall see.
Next up for the Eagles,
A 2-run homer
number 5,
for Dalen Blomberg.
Nagel.
Center fielder Chesney Nagel. Crowd still buzzing after the Dalen Blomberg home run. Nagel today ground out in the first, base hit back in the third inning, and falls behind. No balls, 2 strikes now to Tubbs. And up high. This one up in the air, shallow right field, coming on and snagging it is Bargender, and there are now 2 down here in this 5th inning.
Right fielder, number 2, Jalen Scher.
So 9-hitter Jalen Scher walked and scored back in the second. In from third comes Kranig. The bunt is down. Tubbs fields, throws to first, and the throw is dug out in time by Laney Pankratz. And that does it for the Eagles here in the 5th inning. But the 2-run homer from Dalen Blomberg has the Eagles out in front, 7-3. On Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Gracie.
So we move now to the 6th inning. Tigers got work to do. They trail by 4, and they go 5, 6, 7 in the order. Gracie Schmidt, Dakota Knetter, and Alyssa Bargender. And in short order here, we're going to toss that pregame graphic back up on the screen, do a status check here in the 6th inning of where this conference may be headed. And this will be a base hit for Gracie Schmidt. That one just off of the glove of the outstretched second baseman, Braley Grimm. So again, this was at first pitch today. Assumption idle today. So they will stay at 6-1. Auburndale, if the game were to end now, would join Assumption at 6-1. Stratford would fall to 4-3. And it's an important game for both teams. Stratford certainly can't afford a loss if they're looking for a conference championship anyway. Auburndale also doesn't want to lose, but maybe could absorb one, if that's the right word to say. But Auburndale out now, out in front by 4, so perhaps on their way here to attempting to chase down the Royals in 2025. Defending conference champions are the Eagles. I'll put that one up in a second. This is Dakota Knetter. Ball and a strike coming from Morgan Griesbach. Outside, let's see if we got time here between pitches. Griesbach goes fast, but there it is. You see the absolute dominance from Assumption up until last year. But Stratford been on the outside of that conference championship banner in the Merriwood South softball league for a long time. And a loss here probably keeps them out of it again this year. Although they do have Assumption twice next week, so it's not over if they do end up going on to lose this one. But it was already difficult coming into today, and would be, I guess, extremely difficult if they're not able to find 4 runs here in the next 6 outs. Full count from Griesbach to Knetter. Right back to Griesbach. That'll be up the box, and back-to-back base hits for the Tigers here in the 6th inning. So perhaps they're listening and say, listen, we don't think we're done here yet today, Zaleski. How about you zip it up for a while about that talk? So Alyssa Bargender has reached twice today, double back in the 2nd inning. And the right fielders made a couple nice putouts, including 2 just a half inning ago, and a big swing and a miss on the outside offering from Griesbach. But down by 4, and right, what's happening here in front of us, exactly what the Tigers need. Our base runners. Got to have base runners, especially in the bottom half of the order. You're probably not going to challenge the outfield fence. Just got to have base runners. Got to keep putting the ball in play and moving from station to station. Here's a slow roller. There was interference out here on the infield. We'll see what they call as Knetter ran into Grimm. So they're going to say that the runner interfered. Knetter interfered with Grimm and is called out. And they will put Schmidt back to second base.
Now batting number 1, Michaela Stieber.
So Knetter called out. Runners remain on first and second, but there was 1 out. And up comes the designated player, Michaela Stieber. They were essentially going to the same place at the same time, but somebody is going to be the interfered and somebody's going to be the interferee, if that's how you say that. And it was ruled that Knetter ran into Grimm and took Grimm off of any way to make a play on the ball. But that interference should not have happened. Grimm would have been able to make the play, so the umpire calls it as such. And those can go the other way sometimes. It just depends. Direction of the ball, where everybody's running to, running from. It's a judgment call, right? The umpires are responsible for judgment calls out here. And our umpire needed a ball. His 2 satchels are empty of balls, so he needed to get that one thrown back in right away. No balls, 2 strikes now to Stieber. This one, chance now for Griesbach. She'll take the sure out at first. And there are 2 down. If you're a youth softball player out there, baseball player for that matter, rewind that back and watch what Morgan Griesbach just did there. That the momentum of the ball was heading her towards first base anyway, and the play is to first base in that situation. You'll be talked to from your coaches, got to get the lead runner, got to get the lead runner. Well, if the momentum's taking you there, and it was for Griesbach, that's the right play. Here's Gracie Crummel now with 2 outs. But all the Utes out there, you can learn a lot from watching these varsity players. Most of them, anyway. And you can learn a lot about what to do and sometimes what not to do. Right? Take in your environment, right? Watch what's going on around you. Come to the ballpark and sit there and watch the game instead of ramming around between the trees and the restrooms. Sit there and watch the game when you're at the ballpark. Here's the 1-1. If you want to be a ball player when you grow up. If you want to be a knucklehead, then go ahead and run around in the dirt with your friends. Two-1 now to the left fielder, Crummel. He did not chase. You got to believe Griesbach rather deal with a 9-hitter here, Crummel, than turn it over to the top of the order with bases loaded, which is what would happen if a strike is not thrown here. There's Griesbach on the 3-1 and blows it past her. Count run full now to Crummel. Griesbach still got to throw another strike here to the 9-hitter. And or something close, right, gang? Got to make it tempting. Full count coming now. This one off the handle, and Katzenberger no problem at third. And 2 are left on. None across. Eagles get out of a minor jam there in the inning. Stratford not able to score. Bottom of the 6th coming up right after this on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Nuts Deep 2, a Marshfield favorite for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Soup, salad, pizza, omelets, sandwiches, wraps, and burgers. How about appetizers like loaded tots and super nuts nachos? 14 large TVs to watch all your favorite games. Plus, entertainment and event space for groups large and small for your upcoming parties. Nuts Deep 2 again, awarded Best Burgers and Fish Fry in Marshfield. Nuts Deep 2 on South Central Avenue in Marshfield and Nuts Deep 2 North in Spencer.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com. As we are set to begin the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be a new pitcher in the circle for the Tigers. And in from first base is Laney Pankratz. So Pankratz moves from first to the circle. Tubbs moves from the circle to first base. So those of you scoring along at home can keep track of that. But again, pitching here in the 6th is Laney Pankratz. So Tubbs' day in the circle likely comes to an end. Not absolute, but likely. And leading off for the Eagles, Maya Krings, first pitch swinging and out of play. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks, Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. This one, and Schmidt will range over, about 4 steps to her left, and bring it in for the first out here in the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Morgan Griesbach.
Now batting, number 11, Morgan Griesbach.
I was at Fleet Farm a lot of times. I lost track in the last week, installing center field camera over at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point at the baseball diamond there. Washers, nuts, bolts, screws, foam insulation, on and on. Other things too. Sandbags, all kinds of stuff. So Fleet Farm got our help with that, and you can watch now the rest of the games at Buchholz. Doubleheader tomorrow, by the way, over there. Pacelli starts at 11. Just like watching Big League Baseball, you got the over-the-shoulder pitcher back into the camera shot from center field. We've got other cameras around the diamond, all in preparation for the 2025 American Legion AAA State Baseball Tournament in Stevens Point this year. So we bring out our biggest, bestest show we can. It's Griesbach into center field. Carly Pankratz, no problem. 2 up, 2 down. That's the third time, by the way, 3rd and 4 at-bats that Griesbach has flown out to Pankratz. And Emma Roper has been retired by Maya Kringsall 3 times, and Griesbach has been retired by Carly Pankratz 3 times. Now the second baseman, Braley Grimm. Looking ahead to the Stratford Tigers' 7th inning, top of the order coming up for the Tigers. But they will need at least 4. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, but they will need at least 4 to give the Eagles a 7th at bat here tonight. And if not, Auburndale becomes a big Stratford softball fan next week. So you sweep them and then you start cheering for them. Again, as Stratford will take on Assumption twice. Auburndale would love for an Assumption loss at the hands of these Tigers next week should the score hold. And that one out to Tubbs. And a very quick 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. 7th inning coming up. Last chance for the Tigers right after this on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information. All right, top of the order for the Tigers. They need 4, and nothing less than 4 will do. As they start at the top, Carly Pankratz, Lainey Pankratz, Emma Roper. But the top of that lineup has only produced 2 hits in 9 at-bats, so they will need to get going now. 2 for 9. Not enough. And this one is fair, just over the bag. Katzenberg gave a dive at it. Turning for second is Carly, and it's a leadoff double for Carly Pankratz. And again, you're down by 4. You need base runners. But a base runner there for the Tigers. Now the pitcher, first baseman turn pitcher, Lainey Pankratz. Again, her job is a base hit liner over to Krings, and back in time is Carly, and there is 1 away.
Now then, catcher number 5, Emma Roper.
So an important out for the Eagles. Get that first one. Now the catcher, Emma Roper. Take the first step in building your customized home with Stratford Homes. Visit StratfordHomes.com. See floor plans, schedule a tour. Begin the design of your new home from Stratford Homes. Visit StratfordHomes.com today. As the fly ball into right field is handled by Jalen Scher, and the Tigers down to their final out here tonight. Coming up soon, our Nationville Dairy postgame show. My plan is to have Dalen Blomberg here in the press box with me. Get Dalen's comments on the game and the home run. So if the score holds, stay tuned for that. Strike to Tubbs. The Tigers down to their final out. They'll need to score all 4 here with 2 outs. Leadoff double from Carly Pankratz. She still stays on second until the wild pitch moves to third, but that base running movement doesn't matter. That run won't factor into anything here. Not in this at bat anyway. Ball and a strike. Griesbach to Tubbs. Thought it might have been a pitcher's duel here tonight between these two, and that has not been the case. Tubbs, chopper, Krings, down, throw, game over. Another 6-3 put out from the Eagles here tonight. And that will be a final here from Auburndale. Your final score, Auburndale 7 and Stratford 3. Auburndale now on the season. Let's put this up.
Final score.
Auburndale now moves to 6-1. They are in a tie for first place in the Merriwood South. Stratford drops to 4-3. And now Auburndale becomes big Stratford Tigers fans next week, Tuesday and Thursday, as they play Assumption. But for Auburndale, you still got to play Edgar yet, though, too. So work not done, but fans indeed of the Tigers are the Eagles going forward. Let's hear now from Nasonville Dairy. Be back shortly with our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game, Dalen Blomberg.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, back here on Zaleski Sports with our Highlight House Player of the Game, Dalen Blomberg. I said, you know what, I've got the camera all in the wrong spot here. I don't know what I'm doing, which surprises absolutely nobody. Here we go, Jason Zaleski with our Highlight House Player of the Game, Dalen Blomberg. So let's just start with the win overall. I don't know how much you keep up with these things, you know, where in the conference you are, but this was an important one. First off, just to kind of keep pace with Assumption, who you'd seen twice already this year. What did you and the girls talk about before the game, just to say, hey, let's make sure we keep our heads in this and have a good game here tonight?
Yeah, we just really wanted to make sure like our energy kept up and we had each other's backs, and no matter what mistake, we just kind of shook it off and kept our heads up. So.
And then in the first inning, you scored 3. Mm-hmm. They came back, they scored 3, and then kept them at 3 from that point forward. Just talk about it defensively, just a little bit. I know you weren't in the field today, but what it's like. What's kind of the talk in the dugout? Like, okay, they had their little thing. Now we got the lead. Let's keep it now.
We just kind of talked about if ball gets passed, we want to field it as quick as possible and get it in so they don't get home out.
All right, and then you come to bat. The game was, it was 5-3, right? I mean, you were winning, but a chance for you to really kind of put your stamp on the game, and you stamped it right in the center field. Just tell us, what did you see on the pitch on the home run ball?
I think it was a bit more inside, and I had saw a few of her pitches that were inside of me, so I just made sure to get my foot down early and get my hands through quick.
Yep. Taylor gets on base. So she had 2 sac fly RBIs, but her first time on base. What does Taylor say to you coming across home plate?
She said she was just congratulating on my hit, and yeah.
Good. All right. So you get the win. Congratulations, 7-3 final here today. Now you kind of become Stratford fans, though, right? You would like for them to beat Assumption twice next week.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But you got to play Edgar twice anyway. So do you kind of become a Stratford fan? You maybe check on that score when you get home and see what they did? Probably. Yeah. There's still a chance before you get on the bus. You can go tell those girls, hey, play good next week, right?
Yeah.
Play better than you did today, right? All right, I'm going to get out of the way. We'll have some fun with you here on the camera. Again, you've seen your friends do this, so no big deal. Just turn it like that. All right, I'll count you down 3, 2, 1. Dalen Blomberg, and I'm in the house. Right in the camera. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Dalen Blomberg, and I'm in the house.
Nice job. Congratulations on the game. Good luck next week against Edgar, okay?
Thank you.
All right, gang, that was our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, Dalen Blomberg, as she's got the big home run in the 5th inning that really separated our teams here tonight. It was 5-3 at that point. This one finishes at 7-3. Guys, it's the weekend. Go have fun. Jason Zaleski here. Thanks for watching.